Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is Front Porch Sports, Maury County Public Schools Game Day. I'm Chris Yao, joined at the table by the co-host of the year in Maury County.
I don't know about all that.
Co-host of the year.
I don't know about all that.
Drake.
I help host the Front Porch Sports Radio Hour. That's right. Yeah. And I also am co-host of the Maury County Public Schools Game Day Show, which is what we're doing right now.
That's right. I'm so
we got
excited. We've
Eric
also
Perryman right over here to my right.
Alongside us, we have Eric Perryman joining us from the Maury County Public Schools Operations Department. We are missing our fourth person, whatever. I guess he's third or fourth or first or second. Chris Pointer
He's
out
on vacation
this week.
He's driving south.
If your operator's broke, you call Eric Perryman.
That's it.
And he's the main operator at Maury County Public Schools, and he'll fix the operation.
We'll get it fixed
If
one way or another.
If your operation goes south, call Eric Perryman. And if it has to do with Maury County Public Schools. Now, if you're just sitting at home and a window breaks or a air conditioning goes out,
I'll help if I can. I'll help if I can, right.
Unless it's your wife or an immediate family member, these folks are on their own.
Call somebody else. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us as we've got a great show lined up. We'll have some coaches, some players. We'll talk last week's games, last night's games, this week's games, tomorrow's games perhaps we'll get into a little bit later. We've got a lot going on, so going to be a lot of fun as we get set here on, again, the Maury County Public Schools Game Day Show. Drake, it's a lot cooler tonight.
Oh, man, it feels a lot better tonight than it has
One of y'all are living right.
few weeks, I'm telling you. And the rain is held off. It's just nice overcast with a little cool breeze blowing through. It is truly getting football weather.
I might look like I ran through the splash pad over there.
Well,
but I have not.
Oh, you've been setting all this stuff up, man. You know, people need to understand that all the hats that you wear beside that Titans hat you've got on, you wear a lot of different hats. And that's coming out here, setting all this equipment up, along with hosting the show. And it's
fun. You know, I enjoy doing this.
It's a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Hey,
I don't see how you carry all that.
I lift it off because, listen, we have to bring the people what they want. And what they want is high school football talk.
Well,
and we've got plenty of it.
Come to the right place. Now, we're back at Mount Pleasant High School tonight.
Third time's a charm.
And you folks on 101.7, if you are still listening to 101.7 at 7 o'clock, you're going to hear the kickoff between Mount Pleasant High School, the Mount Pleasant Tigers hosting the Spring Hill High School Raiders here in Mount Pleasant tonight. We're sitting on the outside the south end zone of the football field and newly turfed football field. And we've talked about it before. We're going to talk about it again. Our man right here at Maury County Public Schools. And Eric Perryman, you know, I don't know how many games. Well, they played the Jamboree on this turf. They played another full game on this turf.
Middle school's been over here twice, too.
I mean, they played 3 or 4 games.
It looks like nobody's touched it.
And it looks like it did after the day they came in here and laid it down.
Yeah, that's the awesome thing about this. And it plays the same as it did the first time you were on it. That's the beautiful part of it. There's no – the weather can change, the temperature can change, the rain, the snow, or not the snow, but the rain, the sun, and it's going to play the way it plays. And that's the coolest thing about this. And I will say this, guys, this is the second or third year that we've really made a commitment at Maury County Schools that we want all of our teams to play in county. How many years would this game never have taken place? And it is so cool to be able to see our communities come together now with big games like this and these inter-rival games that may not affect your district standings, your region standings, but, man, they mean so much to these kids. It's really cool to see this.
And as we're sitting right here, I can see the Spring Hill coaches and coaching staff. They're out kind of walking the field right now. They're kind of out then. They're looking down. They're checking the turf out, Eric. They're thinking, wow, this stuff is wild. We need this at Spring Hill. This is what's coming to Spring Hill.
It's what's coming. We started this week. The project kicked off Monday. Just basically with silt fence going up, but by the time we hit them next year, they're walking around on the same thing at their school. And
so they're looking at what is coming down the road,
yes.
and other folks that can hear this radio signal, listen to our broadcast tonight in Maury County School. You got a child, or you're in certain communities, be it Hampshire, Culleoka, Santa Fe, whatever. If you're part of the Maury County Public School Systems, Eric Perriman is going to make you this promise right now, and I'm going to make it for him. The cavalry is coming to your school. If the projects hadn't taken place quite yet, they are. They're on the list.
They're coming.
They're going to get
We're
done.
on the way. Yeah.
You just can only do so much at a time.
Yeah.
And certain schools are fortunate enough to get put at the top of the list. Mount Pleasant was one of them. And that you're going to take care of Mount Pleasant, get them done, and then you're moving on. You know what I mean?
We are. We're working right now at Spring Hill High School. We're working at E.A. Cox. Central has active projects going on as well as here at Mount Pleasant. So we're all over the place right now, and we're moving to Hampshire. We're moving to Cully, and it's a new world for Maury County sports. It really is.
I'll tell you what, folks, if you haven't decided on what you're going to do tonight, you've got about an hour and 20 minutes to get down here. And I say down, that's because we're kind of on the south end of Maury County.
A little south.
So you got to come kind of, unless you're in Lawrence County or on the
You can
on the
be in
board.
Summertown and be in Maury County.
You can,
But barely,
parts
barely.
of it. You're exactly right. But for the most of you, come on down here to Mount Pleasant, and you're going to see a great ball game between Spring Hill and the Mount Pleasant Tigers, and that is slated to kick off at 7 o'clock.
I'm looking forward to it, and we're going to take a quick break, our first break of the night here on Maury County Public Schools Game Day. So stick with us. When we come back, we've got Coach Holcomb and a couple of Mount Pleasant Tigers are going to join us, so stick around right here on the Maury County Public Schools Game Day Show.
Hi, I'm Matt Perales, manager of Maury County Equipment. We help you with all your agriculture and construction equipment needs. We carry a full line of New Holland tractors from compacts to high horsepower. We have a full line of gravely mowing equipment. We also have New Holland construction equipment, attachments, and accessories for your tractors and a complete parts department. We are locally owned and operated. Come see us at 1075 North James Campbell Boulevard, or learn about us on Facebook, or contact us at 931-490-8183.
Hello, I'm Rick Whitley.
And I'm Daniel Pollard from Jones & Lang Sporting Goods. We would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for the many years of support. Since 1966, Jones & Lang has been locally owned and operated and supplying teams from T-ball to college. Stop by and see what we can do for you. We offer a wide variety of services, from silk screening and embroidery to our custom trophy and awards department.
We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to noon. Remember, Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Hi, I'm Chris Chumley, owner of Expert Landscaping, LLC. Located in beautiful Columbia, Tennessee, Expert Landscaping specializes in consulting and design for all your outdoor needs, as well as installations for landscaping, pools, patios, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, irrigation, and lighting. Call us today at 931-374-1772. Expert Landscaping, where quality work is an investment in the future.
Mezcal Cochina Mexicana. Delicious food and amazing service at an affordable price. Mezcal Cochina Mexicana. Located off of Nashville Highway in Neapolis, near Spring Hill High School, 2504 Care Lane. Authentic Mexican cuisine. Full menu. Family dine-in. Takeout. Delivery. Offering the best cocktails in the area. On the rocks or frozen, pair your meal with our famous margarita. Don't forget, Mezcal Cochina Mexicana for your next meal. Check us out on Facebook. Visit Mezcal Cochina Mexicana today. Proud supporters of the Front Porch Sports Network.
He shoots, and he scores!
Hi, I'm Robert Rogers at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
And I'm Michael Parks Lawrence at Parks Motor Sales Buick GMC.
Together, we're Mr. Bobby Parks' grandsons, and we run his dealership, and we are glad to be part of our local community.
Being family owned and operated, we invest heavily in our community.
We do things like sports teams, schools, bands, you name it. We try to help everybody we can.
The reason why we do this is because we all love this community.
So come do business with us, your neighbors, at Parks Motor Sales in Columbia, Tennessee, right off Nashville Highway, or at parksmotorsales.com.
We are back here on the Maury County Public Schools Game Day Show, and joined now by a heck of a group of kids who are about as exciting as you can get after last week. Big win over Wayne County.
Woo,
and we
37-6.
Cannot ask for more from your offense or your defense, and they're still going to ask them for more tonight, though, as Mount Pleasant and Spring Hill get ready to face off here momentarily on the Maury County Public Schools Game of the Week. Drake, tell us who we got with us.
Let me introduce everybody what we got. First of all, on my right-hand side is the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, Coach Andrew Holcomb. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it.
Welcome to Game Day. And you brought two guys with you, one defensive player, Mr. Derek Roddenauer, number 51, senior, plays linebacker for the Tigers. And you've got offensive lineman, Mr. Logan Pinkerton, number 75, also a senior, O-lineman. And Coach Holcomb, we had Coach Hartsfield up here in
2 weeks in a row.
In the past. And you know, we were, to be honest with you, I'm glad you're here. Don't tell Coach Hartsfield I said this. But we just need a new fresh face up here. We need a, and I think our listeners and our viewers can appreciate that too. But last week, 37-6 over Wayne County right here in Mount Pleasant. And we did the game day show here. So there might be some type of luck thing going. I mean, that's right. It's super. Not to say you're superstitious.
Yeah. I'm a little stitious.
First play from scrimmage, your new quarterback. He's a senior. John Michael is a senior, but he had been behind Nick Brown for a couple of years, I guess. Got him in the game. First play, first call, 90-yard TD pass. Was that you? Who was that? Did you ask for the green light from Coach Hartsfield? Or did you just tell him, say, Coach, this is what we're going to do? First play from scrimmage.
No, I mean he gives me autonomy with the offense, and he's really great to work with. He'll tell you all the time if a kid asks him a question about offense, he'll say, I don't know and I don't care. Go ask Coach Holcomb.
So he's a little bit more defensive mind oriented than you are.
Yeah, he's been defensive mind. That was our cause of staff, and we figured it was a great opportunity for us to start with it. It's something we saw on film that we had an opportunity to hit. We knew. I told everybody, I was like, if he catches it, he's gone. I knew that going in because it was going to be middle of the field for them, and Jakari being the athlete that he is, he was going to be tough to catch once he got it running. So it was a great start for us.
Well, and being able to jump right up on top like that immediately, it's a pretty good feeling, right? I mean, your O-line, Derek, right? And Derek, you're the linebacker. So you get a team like Wayne County on their heels right off the bat. You can kind of take advantage of that situation.
And on top of that, not only did you guys scored in the first possession, but you, on the defensive side, we kick off here. They get the kick, and you guys are backed up with your backs to the goal line. You make a stop, get them stopped at the 10-yard line. That's what really set this whole thing up. How important was that stop for the momentum? Where are you at? Hold on. There you go. Try again.
It was very important. I mean, just being able to get out there and stop them when they're in our red zone really gave us a swing of momentum. And then we carried that on with the 80-yard, 90-yard touchdown pass, just set the game up. We were able to keep on steaming ahead.
Now, when we had Coach Hartsfield on there, he was talking about a kind of senior-heavy team this year. You guys are a little senior-heavy, and that's good. But you know what that means when you got a lot of seniors on your team. Coach Hogan would tell you there's a lot of expectations that come along with that, right? So on the offensive line, Logan, how many besides yourself? How many other seniors out of the five? How many other seniors do you have besides yourself?
I mean, I'm really the only senior. He rotates some in an offensive line, but
I thought you might come in there with on the O-line. I said when we first came on, I asked Derek, I said, do you play O-line? He said, no, I'm a linebacker. I'm a linebacker.
He's played offensive line for us.
I get it. Okay, all right.
I've just been rotating in a little bit.
Okay, I got you.
Here and there.
So what you're saying, Logan, is when Derek jumps in on the line, then you two are the only two.
Yes, sir.
So that means that offensive line, and Coach Holcomb, you can jump in here, that means that O-line kind of looking to you, Logan, and Derek, when he jumps in there, to kind of lead the way, set the example, right? And
and Logan plays center for us, so that's a big responsibility. He's played center for us the last 2 years, done a really good job. And as a center, I mean, you're an anchor of offensive line. You got to take that responsibility. Derek, when he's in there for us, he's one of the smartest offensive linemen I've been around. He's a really good job getting everybody on the same page, assignment-wise and anything like that. Usually early on, we try to limit them a little bit. It's the same thing. We usually don't play our centers on defensive line anyway, just to try to keep that snap standard for us all the time. But Derek does a good job. He'll go anywhere. He's a selfless kid.
He just likes to play football.
He plays blocking back for us. He plays fullback. He plays guard. He'd play whatever if you let him.
You're kind of a utility guy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Have been.
Now, Spring Hill last week, they played Summit. Pretty decent little ball game. I think 28-16, something like that. Was it Spring Hill that had the 2 returns?
Yep, it was Spring Hill.
Was it Spring Hill that had 2 kickoff returns? That was was it their 2 touchdowns?
They had 2, yes, sir.
2 touchdowns were 2 kickoff returns, and I don't know if a team has done that. Basically, the only points they scored were on 2 kickoff returns. So, Derek, are you on special teams also?
No, sir.
Might be tonight.
Might
be tonight.
Hold your lane, boys. Hold your lane.
Put the ones out there. Let's go.
Depending on what happens on that first kickoff, as you all do to Spring Hill, Derek, you might get them warmed up because I mean, have you seen tapes on that? And
oh yeah,
from what I hear, they've got a very special young man that is just almost freakish in speed. On Spring Hill side.
Now, y'all have seen us play a little bit. Like in the last couple of years, we've had Darian Meza back there. And
and that guy's fast.
Right.
So,
but every time we play Spring Hill, it doesn't matter. They've got more athletes than we do, and just as good, if not better. Being a 5A program with the similar type kids around us, so it's not. It's not like Wayne County where a lot of times if you catch it, you can run away. You're probably not running away from them. They're going to catch you wherever you go. You're going to have to work for everything you get tonight.
Well, I know that special teams is a big part of high school football. And who's in charge of the special teams for you guys?
Coach Hartsfield handles.
Oh, he handles that,
yes,
and the defense basically.
Yes, sir.
And then you handle pretty much the offensive side of.
Yep.
Now, who helps you with the offensive side? Is there?
Coach Scott Tillman, who's been around this area. He's been at Central before. He's been in Spring Hill. He's been around this area a long time. He does a great job with our offensive line.
Yeah, I've been hearing about these all-star lineup of coaches that you guys have. I mean, and that's got to be pretty fun to play under and to learn football from. And your seniors, every home game is kind of is a notch off the belt until you get to the end of the season. And then just think, that's it, right?
Yeah.
And that's something to think about. So every home game is special, no matter who you're playing, whether it's the best team in the area or the worst team in the area. It's just kind of like your days are numbered, right, Logan? I mean,
yes, sir.
And I don't want to make you don't need a tissue to pull out your eye. Okay,
no,
that's just the raindrops falling that hit that. Okay.
I mean, how do you kind of go about your business knowing that every time you step on the field could be the last time?
I mean, it's always a thought in the back of my mind, but I just know every week got to come in here. Coach Holcomb sets up the game plan for us. We got to get it done, try to get the win, and execute it as perfectly as we can.
And then when you're out on the field, and you might see a younger guy, sophomore, junior, coming in, getting some playing time, whatever it is, playing next to you, I would think you kind of take it on to yourself if you see him doing something that he wasn't coached to do, or is doing something that, you know, or he's not doing what he was coached to do. Then you kind of got to say, hey, man, you know. And then as being seniors, and Derek, you too, you just take it upon yourself to kind of not knock them around, but just kind of talk to them and straighten them, get in their head a little bit and say, hey, you need to focus on what you've been coached to do, what we need to do right here.
Yes, sir.
And get in the ball game, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
And that makes sense, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there you go. Spring Hill tonight. Who we got next week, Coach?
We got Waverly next week.
Ooh.
District game for us.
That's always a pretty big game with you guys, right?
Yeah. Got to go to Waverly, so that's another challenge. It's it's a pretty good.
It's not easy to get there. Can
you
get there from here?
Can you get to Waverly from right here?
Yeah, somehow.
Got to change buses twice.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of that's getting to start the season with a couple, two different styles of teams. Last week was crazy. I don't know. I'm calling the game play by play, and they had two quarterbacks, and then sometimes the other quarterback was the running back, and I didn't know who was on the field at any given point. I don't know if you guys had struggles with that as well, but when you have two different styles of teams playing, it kind of gets you ready for region play, because you're going to see teams like Loretto who like to throw the ball, teams like Waverly who don't really throw the ball. How important is it to get these games in early and get the mistakes out of the way?
Well, I think it helps. Playing different offenses is always going to help you defensively, especially for us. I mean, we're pretty multiple on defense. He does a great job with that, having our kids prepared for whatever they see out there, having checks for whatever they haven't prepared for. It's something they can do. So I think it helps you going into district play, and at least we got an idea. We played them last year. We probably going to be something similar to what we saw last year going in. So,
well, let's talk about the turf a little bit. Let's talk about you guys on the turf. Derek, tell the folks out there, what's the main difference between last year and the years that you played? I'm sure you played middle school ball all the way up, all the years, and then this year. What's the main difference that you found out between grass and this tremendous sports turf that you're playing on now?
Well, it's a little bit more giving than dirt is, and when you're playing on it, you'll realize that it has a little bit more of a cushion to it. It's a little bit hotter.
So the weather-wise,
tonight's going to be okay.
Yeah, tonight it's going to be hot, but
the last couple of weeks been pretty rough.
Oh yeah, during practice, 100 degrees out here. Those black beads in that turf get real hot. You'll feel them real quick.
And so, and when you talk about it's a little bit giving, so it's kind of, and so our listeners and viewers at home can understand. And we're sorry about this wind picking up right now. Hope it doesn't bring in rain with it, but. When you talk about giving, it's kind of like walking on a real padded carpet.
Yeah.
Is that what it's like, Logan?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's kind of like so as compared to falling on it, or, is it forgiving in that way too? I mean,
other than the beads, they will dig into your skin. I've got a couple of scratches on my arms from it, but other than that, yeah, it's pretty forgiving. A little bit better than dirt.
But, for the most part, it's pretty cool playing on that turf.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty fun. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir, it is.
And,
and for a team with speed, it helps too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it doesn't hurt.
And, these other teams come in here, Coach, and they look at this facility and they think, wow, we need to do this in Wayne County. We need to do this in Lawrence County.
Yeah,
right?
It's a great showpiece for everybody coming through, especially, hosting a jamboree and getting multiple people from different areas to come see that we've got this kind of facility down here. It definitely helps us out.
And when you all first found out about the whole project going on down here, you probably couldn't be more excited to be getting, the softball field's under construction behind us. There you'll be getting the turf. Your football field's got it. The baseball field's got it. it's pretty exciting stuff going on right here in Maury County Public Schools.
Yeah, no, it's a tremendous opportunity for the kids throughout this area to have facility upgrades that were probably much needed. Especially you get a field like ours, so since we've been here, I mean, youth league plays on it, middle school plays on it. You try to play like JV games on it and then play a varsity game on it. You're talking about 4 games.
It's beat up.
Yeah, it's hard to keep a surface, and there's no other practice field for us on this campus. So with us having to practice on it and then having 4 games on it throughout the week, it was much needed.
Right. And then if you throw in some rain on top of that, then you're really asking for troubles. And now you don't have to worry about the irrigation systems anymore or anything like that. It's just a tremendous opportunity and
you know what it does?
A tremendous facility.
Last year, y'all's playoff game, we had a water line bust over here in this corner right outside the end zone.
I remember that.
And the focus of the team and the coaches the whole day was on the water line in the field, and that's not a thought anymore. You get to coach football, and that's all you got to worry about, and the kids get to focus on what they're supposed to. So,
well, I mean, I can't say enough of what Maury County Public Schools, the investment they've made, and like we've told people, you know, hang on, Columbia Central, it's coming. You know, the Mount Pleasant was just the first one in line. The rest of the schools across Maury County, they're coming. Right. And I tell you what, and I've talked about it before, it gives kids like Logan, Derek, the kids behind them, the smaller kids that are running around on this field that aren't playing football, they're in elementary or junior high or whatever, it motivates them to be part of this team and be part of Mount Pleasant Tiger football when they see guys like Derek and Logan out there playing on a turf as cool as this and as beautiful as this. Don't you? I mean,
it brings excitement.
And gives them a sense of pride for their school, their community, and you can tell how people are showing up here over the past few years here at Mount Pleasant for the home games. I mean, it just gives everybody this, like I said, this communal sense of pride.
Yes, sir.
It's terrific. It's awesome.
Folks are getting a behind-the-scenes look under the tablecloth. As the tablecloths are blowing us up here. But we are having a good time here on Maury County Public Schools Game Day. Thanks to the coaches and players from Mount Pleasant for joining us and giving us a little insight about what to expect. Tonight's going to be a lot of fun as Spring Hill is now on the field with their backs receivers as are Mount Pleasant. So we'll let you guys get back to it. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us, man.
No problem.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, guys. Good luck tonight.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, more from around the area. Stick around on Maury County Public Schools Game Day.
Hello, I'm Barbara Lincoln with Hollins Pharmacy. You may have heard our previous commercials about compression hosiery that we carry at Hollins Pharmacy. Well, we've recently expanded into a full line of knee braces, back, wrist, ankle, and other support wear. We will gladly help you get just the right fit for these items and, of course, special order items to ensure the proper fit. Come see us at Hollins Pharmacy, 1608 Hatcher Lane, or call us at 931-388-4233. 388-4233.
If your car was damaged in an auto accident, chances are you would fix the car. So why wouldn't you give the same attention to yourself? After all, your spine received the same impact as your vehicle. Untreated whiplash trauma to the spinal column may lead to conditions such as headaches, numbness in the arms, neck and back pain, or even arthritis of the spine. The doctors at the Dr. Gill Center specialize in detecting and treating such injuries that are a result of an auto accident. Call today to schedule your consultation at 615-794-0800 or go to callmepainfree.com.
Looking for convenience? Try Quick Mart Convenience Stores, conveniently located all across Maury County, southern Middle Tennessee, and North Alabama. Whether stopping in on your way to work for coffee and a biscuit, taking a plate lunch to go, or grabbing something cold to drink after a long, hot day at work, there's always one nearby. Quick Mart Convenience Stores, conveniently located all across southern Middle Tennessee and North Alabama. Proudly serving Shell gasoline.
This is Debbie Matthews with the Nashville Realty Group, and if you've been paying attention, you know the housing market has been tough, but rates are beginning to thaw. So if you're thinking about selling, the time to jump in is getting better every day. But if you're thinking about buying, and those interest rates are still a little bit too high, a good agent knows how to negotiate interest rate buydowns, and I'm a good agent. So call me, Debbie Matthews with Nashville Realty Group, 615-476-3224.
Hi, I'm Steve, the garbage man. Are you new to Maury County? We want to welcome you and your family. We are a local residential garbage service, and we want to be your garbage man. We've been around for over 30 years, so we have a reputation. Check us out at garbagemaninc.com or call Mike at 931-540-0919. You could also ask your neighbor. 931-540-0919.
You're not just a homeowner. You're also a bug in the basement with the frightening number of legs owner. Fortunately, you've got heating and cooling built and tested to keep going. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Call Davis Heating and Cooling at 931-388-2090 for all your home comfort needs. Davis Heating and Cooling is your local independent American Standard dealer and proudly serves the Maury County area. Find Davis Heating and Cooling online and on Facebook or call today, 388-2090.
This is Mark Curry at the Trailer Store. We are a local, family-owned business. Every day, I work with my wife, Susie, my mother, Becky, and my son, Justin. We offer a full line of lawnmower trailers, utility trailers, stock trailers, and a full line of trailer parts. We also offer service. Come see us at 1021 New Lewisburg Highway. Call us at 931-381-2795. That's 931-381-2795.
Minutes matter when you call 911 for a heart attack, and Maury Regional Health is ready to care for you. Utilizing the state-of-the-art cardiac cath lab at Maury Regional Medical Center, our team of expert cardiologists and experienced clinical professionals are equipped to investigate heart conditions quickly and perform life-saving interventional procedures. Go to mauryregional.com/heart to learn more. And remember, always dial 911 when you or someone near you is experiencing heart attack symptoms. Maury Regional Health, where clinical excellence meets compassionate care.
This is Jack Cobb with Maury County Public Schools and the Big Yellow School Bus. You're listening to Front Porch Radio on 101.7 WKOM in Columbia, Tennessee.
We are back here, coming to you from Mount Pleasant High School and the South End Zone. Glad to have you guys with us here on the Maury County Public Schools Game Day Show. I'm Chris Yao, joined by Drake Colley, and now on stage,
Jonathan Legendary. Legendary.
Legendary.
Legendary.
Hey, at least it's
Legendary.
At least it's not Dingleberry.
No!
Five second delay.
I think
that's appropriate.
I think you can say it on the radio.
I think you can say that on
I don't
the
know
radio.
how appropriate it is, but you can say it on the radio.
Jonathan, what is your official title? Eric, I don't want you to say anything down there.
Yeah,
what is your
I'm
official title at?
I am the Director of Safety and Transportation for the school system.
The Director of Safety and Transportation.
Don't you feel safe already?
Yes, sir.
So if your bus is late, call Jonathan Barry.
Yeah, no. They call quick. Call Lynn Spears.
It's too early?
But since you said that, do you mind if I plug the system? If you're looking for a job, something to do part-time, and you want to come out and you want to drive the big yellow school bus, come on down. We'll put you to work. We'll get you CDL. We'll get you some insurance. And we'll.
How early do I have to get up in the morning?
Well, I'd like for you to start no earlier than 6 o'clock. So,
no earlier than 6?
Yeah. We might.
No later than, but no later than 6:15. Is that what you're saying? I mean,
yeah. We need you rolling by 6.
Goodness gracious!
But you can go home and take a nap in between.
That's a good nap too.
Yeah. Then come back at 2 and go to 4.
In all seriousness, your bus drivers are dedicated. I mean, individuals.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, really.
And I tell you what, Drake. And there's some of them here. They just walked through. I think they brought the Spring Hill team down here, and then I see some of the Mount Pleasant drivers. Yeah, they're a lot like offensive linemen. They do a lot of work and get none of the credit for it. and take a lot of the blame when stuff
and
goes
folks,
south.
that's an offensive lineman telling you.
Let me plug myself in.
Understand.
Yeah, but anyway, they do. You know, we've had a rough week this week due to the heat, and a lot of our drivers are older. And I say that with all due respect, but COVID is rearing its ugly head again through our they're seasoned. They're seasoned. And you know, when they get sick, they get sick. You know, we have
there's
to.
nothing. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
And then
they just have to get well.
Absolutely, we're short on some routes, and then we have a good group of folks that step up and help each other out and run double routes, sometimes triple routes out here in this weather, and they do a good job. And it's amazing that the group of folks that we have that help each other out. We have clusters, obviously. You have the Spring Hill cluster, you have the Mount Pleasant cluster, Hampshire, Santa Fe, and so forth. And when somebody's out, they help each other pick up the slack. And I couldn't ask for a better team.
Well, let's talk about the safety end of it. Do you deal with SROs?
We do. I do deal with SROs. You know, that was my former career. I was an SRO, and we deal with them directly. So far, so good this year. We're fully staffed in that system. And so
when you talk about fully staffed, can you tell our listeners and the folks watching at home or wherever about being fully staffed? What is fully staffed?
Fully staffed. There's not a school that's not uncovered. At each school we have an officer. Sometimes
including unit schools.
Absolutely.
And unit schools, Santa Fe to Culleoka to Hampshire.
Every one of these schools we have one, and some of the schools
elementary schools, middle school, every school has an SRO, at least one SRO on site all the time while the kids are in school.
And this county was the first county way back in the late 90s. 98, I believe. So we're looking at 25, 26 years of SROs in the building. And we were the first ones to have SROs in the elementary school across the county. And the program was modeled after how they started the SRO program in Rutherford County. And, I was a part of this program here for a while, and I left and went to Williamson and then came back in the role that I'm in here now. And you couldn't ask for a better group of guys and gals.
Dedicated. Dedicated.
Yes, sir. Every day to take care of our children. And if you look around here today, I know our viewers, our listeners can't see them, but they're here. They're over there at that gate. There's a cluster over there. They travel with the teams. They mix and mingle amongst the crowds, and they become an integral part of our school system and an integral part of our staff.
Sure. And so even if the folks at home, they've come out here and watched a ball game tonight, they feel totally comfortable that there's extra beyond the normal sheriff's department that's here. There's the SROs that are here that are with the team.
That you can get to know,
school.
by the way. You can talk to your parent. If you're a parent, you can go talk to these SROs, ask them how, what's going on in our schools. You can get to know them, know them on a personal level, because doing that puts a personal element into it that makes you understand that they really do care about your individual child.
That's their beat, and that's what they do, and that's how they roll. And they have a great relationship with the local municipalities down here, too. We work well with Spring Hill, Mount Pleasant, Columbia, and any other visiting agency that comes in. You'll see sometimes a team from out of county, they'll bring their SROs with them. So they're out there working hard every day to keep your students protected.
And as far as the safety, just the logistics of a school building and being up on the newest procedures of locking down a building, certain entrances being accessible and certain doorways not being accessible. Can you kind of talk a little bit about that and let people know what's going on?
We take an inside-out approach to security in our school building. So you start with a classroom, you start with closing that door, you start with closing the exterior doors to the building. You step outside the building, and you'll see all this perimeter fencing that we have around, too, when we go from there. And then we do security assessments for the school as required by the state. We take into effect anything that's close to the school that could be a hazard. This school in particular, there's nothing really close here that would cause too much of a hazard. But up at Spring Hill Middle School, there's a railroad track right across the street from us. Even though we have confirmed that it's nothing but car parts and things, but there's opportunity for something, to be
nefarious to go on.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
And
that means bad, Chris.
We have other passive security. Nefarious. That's a big word. That's a big word for the Alabama. I don't think a Tennessee fan
I like using that word a lot.
Can you spell it?
Makes me feel smart.
Is
a
that
lot
with
smarter.
an M?
IT. I can spell it.
Yeah,
That's about it.
Sure. That's almost like facetious, Anyway, and I'm not being facetious. Regardless, bada bing, that was stupid. Anyway, back to the security part of it. And we have other measures in place that we won't go into too much detail about for the public to talk about. Whether there are ballistic glass on the windows. When we say ballistic, it's not bulletproof. It's shatter resistant. It's bullet resistant. We have access control. Some people get frustrated when we ask for ID when you come into the building, but that's how we identify who you are, and that's how we tell if somebody's bad that's supposed to be coming in here.
Well, I mean, think about it is people that drop their kids off at school, or they put the kids on a bus pulls up at school. There's so much more that goes on, folks. I mean, I'm kind of amazed that in today's world, how your job, your safety end of it is just, it's kind of, I don't know, complicated. I don't want to say complicated, but there's a lot of stuff going on to help protect these kids in a learning environment.
It's way more complicated than it was 20 years ago. And last year we had a shooting that took place close to home, 50 miles up the road. We're on 2 years now. A covenant that really just spurred the people being more protective and paying attention to what's going on in the community. And you say that, and as a whole, the operations department, which Eric runs, there's a lot to a school day that a lot of the general public don't know about, between the buses, security, feeding the kids, fixing the buildings, the electricity bills, all kinds of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that doesn't involve instruction.
Right.
Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And we appreciate Jonathan Berry joining us. Jonathan, if you won't mind, stick around. When we come back, we're going to talk about this Spring Hill Mount Pleasant series that goes back all the way to the 70s. We'll talk about recent games and
tonight's games.
All-time series.
Last night there was game. There's games tonight.
Football all weekend this weekend.
A couple of upsets last week. That Summertown beat going to Lawrence County. I mean, that's got to be.
Heard Marshall County. Did Marshall County come away with them?
They won last night, so we'll talk about that and much more.
Won last night at Shelbyville. So.
Yeah, let's go.
So let's take a quick break here on the Maury County Public Schools Game Day Show on WKOM 1017 FM live from Mount Pleasant. We'll be right back after this.
This is Trip Stoltz, owner and manager at Columbia Ace Hardware. We have changed our store hours to better serve our community. Columbia Ace Hardware is now open from 7 to 7 Monday through Friday, from 8 to 4 on Saturday, and closed on Sunday. Come see us at 112 East James Campbell Boulevard and let us show you customer service that can only be found at Columbia Ace Hardware.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Some people are just obsessed with their lawns. They'd cut their grass with a pair of scissors if they could. Thanks to Gravely, they don't have to. You see, Gravely makes not only the best built and most comfortable lawnmowers, but they also leave your house looking like a doggone country club. So whether you're a commercial landscaper wanting the best or just a perfectionist homeowner, you can't do better than a Gravely.
See our full line of Gravely products at Maury County Equipment, 1075 North James Campbell Boulevard in Columbia, Tennessee, or check us out on Facebook.
Is your insurance up to date in today's world? Foster Insurance Agency is an insurance agency you can depend on for your commercial and personal insurance needs. Foster tailors insurance coverage to meet your unique requirements stemming from years of experience and represents several top-rated companies such as Erie Insurance. Call Mike Ford or Jimmy Ford today at 931-388-8365 or stop by their convenient Columbia location at 204 West 4th Street. Foster Insurance, serving Middle Tennessee since 1952.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Ford, Foster Insurance Agency here in downtown Columbia. We've been here since 1952, located at 204 West 4th Street. We specialize in commercial insurance. We write home, auto, and life insurance. We write anything from your bulldozer to your helicopter, from churches to bars. Come see myself, Mike, Shelby, or Nikki. We'll be happy to take care of you. We specialize in service.
Mezcal Cochina Mexicana. Delicious food and amazing service at an affordable price. Mezcal Cochina Mexicana. Located off of Nashville Highway in Neapolis, near Spring Hill High School. 2504 Care Lane. Authentic Mexican cuisine. Full menu. Family dine-in. Takeout. Delivery. Offering the best cocktails in the area. On the rocks or frozen, pair your meal with our famous margarita. Don't forget, Mezcal Cochina Mexicana for your next meal. Check us out on Facebook. Visit Mezcal Cochina Mexicana today. Proud supporters of the Front Porch Sports Network.
And we are back here on Maury County Public Schools Game Day Show. Chris Yao, Drake Colley, Eric Perryman, Jonathan Berry, all joining us here as we continue to get you ready for tonight's high school football matchup at Mount Pleasant between the Tigers and the visiting Spring Hill Raiders. Told you we'd take a look on this side of the break at the all-time series, which dates back to 1979 as far as we can take it. There may have been some games before that, but we've got it all the way back to 1979. Spring Hill leads this series 16-11, but Mount Pleasant's won 2 of the last 3 dating back to 2021.
They're quickly catching up, Mount Pleasant is. You know, and then that shows you perseverance, great coaching staff,
but
getting your kids to buy into what you're coaching and be a part of a winning program, and that's what Coach Hartsville and his staff have done here at Mount Pleasant.
In the last 12 games, 6-6.
Is that right?
It's 6-6 over the last 12 games, but they did win 2 of the last 3, like you said. So the Ben Martin and Kit Hartsfield era, it's Kit Hartsfield 2, Ben Martin 1.
Okay.
Those 2 programs would have been both single A's back in the 70s.
In the day, right.
So they've gone some pretty dramatic changes over the time,
And played in the playoffs a couple of times even. So, yeah, that kind of goes to show, you know, obviously Spring Hill's changed a little bit in classification. But, yeah, this used to be a region game.
Yeah, I went to Spring Hill Elementary School, 1st through the 5th grade. And I remember when my dad was officiating football and he would go and call a Spring Hill game. I vividly remember Spring Hill playing Collinwood, Chapel Hill, which is
Forest and Cornersville.
I remember all those, and that's when, of course, Sterling Marlin was quarterback, and I mean that's back in the day. So, but you know, obviously things have changed. Maury County's changed, and it continues to change. And these schools, who, like we said. Of course, now there's 6 classifications, right? Back in the old days, they're just 3.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were just, single, double, and triple A.
Oh, yeah.
And now the changes still are going on. You know, Mount Pleasant's one of the smaller 2A schools.
Yes.
They're just within about 10 kids of being a single A school. And as you look at it, Spring Hill's undergoing a change because of Battle Creek opening. They're down 300 kids this year. They'll be down another 150 next year to 200.
Their classification
so their classifications will change over time.
Well, and the way that TSSAA is counting kids this year is really going to hurt Spring Hill because they're going back to last year's numbers, and Spring Hill doesn't have 300 of those kids.
Right. It hurts badly. Yeah.
That's what will Spring Hill eventually get to?
Certainly can appeal.
Right now, Spring Hill's sitting at about 920, 925. Our goal as a district is that they top out about 900.
Gotcha.
Is that ultimately when Battle Creek has all 4 grades and we get our zone set, that Spring Hill at the highest end is about 900 for that building to operate the way it needs to. But as Chris said, the way TSSAA is looking at classifications, they are really going to be hurt for a little bit of time here because they're going to be losing kids and playing teams that they really don't match up against.
Well, and that would put them.
What does that put them at?
That would put them in Class 4A at 900, going down from 5A back to 4A. And they would be right in the middle of 4A, so 730 to about 1,100 in 4A.
And they're really probably going to drop to somewhere between that 600 and 700 mark by the time, in the next 2 years as Battle Creek picks up grades, they're probably going to fall around 700, and so that puts you in the smaller end of that.
Potentially even 3A.
Yeah.
So with that said, do we see Battle Creek going to 6A?
Eventually.
It's built for that, right?
It's built for that. Our goal is that we get 7 to 10 years out of it before we are pushing that full capacity mark. But ultimately, yes, it's designed to be athletically a 6A school.
And how do they, going to a classifications now to 6 classifications in public schools. Then you have the 2 classifications in private, right?
Yeah.
Large and small.
Yeah.
How does the TSSAA plan on stabilizing that so that schools aren't jumping, because it's got to be frustrating for a coaching staff, for just the school in general, as trying to put in place a winning program when you're jumping in and out of classifications like that.
You think about a place like Spring Hill that's seeing such growth, Maury County as a whole. If you're in Wayne County, that's not a challenge you're facing. You're not seeing that growth come in, but our coaches are really seeing that change come through across the board in all sports, and it changes the world. I mean, my son played baseball at Spring Hill High School, won a state championship, and 2 years later they're knocked up a division, and you're suddenly looking around going, man,
2 divisions now, technically, because they're up 4.
And you're looking around going, this is a whole new world.
Trying to break 500.
Yeah.
Or trying to get that 500 record.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you go from being the top dog at one point, number 2 team in the nation, to looking around going, whoa, what's going on here?
They did also lose 2 guys who went to play professional baseball.
They did.
That didn't hurt.
That doesn't hurt it. I mean, it's a little bit of a change. However, it's something that's really.
Was that the year they headed north to play the Williamson County schools?
And it's something that, we're going to see that change coming in. And we run the gamut. I'm going to tell you, when we look at TSSAA numbers, Hampshire falls in basketball-wise at about the 14th to 15th smallest school in the state, high school-wise, and publicly they're the 2nd smallest high school in the state. And so you start on we talking about football and big numbers, but we look at that athletically, even down to those programs. You say you're a single A basketball team, but you're really even at a disadvantage in a single A program.
Right.
As numbers grow and as Maury County grows, this is something to face that we maybe haven't seen in a while.
Well, and I guess areas like Maury County here in Middle Tennessee that are so popular for people that economically are growing with the Williamson County and Nashville and Maury County, that whole I-65 corridor, as it expands and more people move to it, it just caused such volatile up and down growth or classifications for these high schools, and it kind of can get discombobulated and confusing.
Let me throw this at you. Do you see with the growth out the Bear Creek Highway corridor and out the Highway 50 corridor, what do we see Culleoka in the next few years? Could we see a football team there?
Yes. I mean, I think that is something that's going to happen a lot sooner than people realize or people want.
Culleoka has a football team?
No. Could we see one?
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking. Culleoka has a football team.
And I'll tell you that
that's hard to imagine.
They do have one right now on EA College Football 25 because I created them.
I will tell you, the folks at Culleoka are hearing this right now. If Coach Ken Harris is at home retired, he's doing the Fred Sanford right now talking about what are you talking about. But as you look at our numbers and our growth and how things will shift over the next few years as folks come in, that's a reality, and that's a change. That's a massive change, and we already internally are looking around and saying someone like Summertown that added a program a few years ago, how did they go about doing that? Because it's not going to happen tomorrow or next year, but within our window, we have to think about what does this look like and how does this work?
Well, you have to prepare for the future, and and you can take some lessons from municipal governments who didn't do that, in the past here in Murray County, and try to correct some of those things and prepare a little bit better, knowing that this area is not going to stop growing anytime soon.
No,
and that area, that, like you said, Jonathan, that Highway 50 corridor leading out to the interstate and across the interstate onto Marshall County, that there's a lot of people, a lot of homes being built that way, a lot of people spreading out that way. It's becoming more and more attractive to home buyers.
Oh, yeah, south of Bear Creek.
And Culleoka services that part of the county. And eventually, when you get enough kids and enough parents and enough young men out there that want to play football and don't want to go to, I guess, Columbia Central
Right now they have to co-op with Central.
They co-op with Central. Eventually, they're going to stand up and say, "Hey, man, we're ready to go. What's up?"
We see that in football. Mount Pleasant doesn't have a soccer team. This field has soccer lines on it because we see that's coming. It's going to be something that is a change for everyone. It's something different, but it's something that's happening.
Yeah,
and I think that you guys have done a really good job of finding the things that are not yet here, identifying where the district is going versus just reacting to what is currently here. And Murray County Public Schools as a whole has really done a great job of that and continues to do a great job of that each and every time that we talk on this show about it.
Okay. Speaking of Murray County Public Schools, Columbia Central High School last week, tough game, man.
So was it Marshall County?
Lost by 3 to Marshall County, 25-22. Marshall, and tell you how good Marshall County is.
They could have good game
Small,
last night, right?
And talking about classifications, Eric, what classification?
They're a 4.
They're a 4A? Okay. Well, last night they went over to Shelbyville.
And Shelbyville's no joke.
And beat Shelbyville 47-35.
Yeah, they're no joke.
Shelbyville coming off of a win against Siegel, 6A Siegel.
And Marshall County went in there and lit them up offensively.
And we talked a little bit last week about that game specifically with Central and Marshall County. Where do you come out of that? Marshall County obviously reacted well to their win last week and has another great win. How does Central react tonight to a game that I listened to it on the radio and Barry was calling, and I thought, man, they got this thing. They're going to win this game.
They have a chance.
And then how do they respond to that tonight?
I can tell you this. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at or see what happened at Dixon County last week, but Creekwood, who finished 2-8 last year, put it on Dixon County. It was 28-7 at one point, and Dixon County was struggling. If Dixon is able to bounce back is the real question here. I mean, Columbia Central is clearly more talented.
Yes.
If you just will look at those two teams, they're always more talented. It's just a matter of putting it all together. I think Columbia Central is going to have a chance to put Marshall County behind them and just look forward from there.
Well, and I think Coach Goff for Columbia Central High School, I think his message to his players is not a moral victory and a 3-point loss, obviously, to Marshall County High School last week. But I think he's more apt to challenge his players and say, what can we do better to improve and turn a loss into a win, which is what he's going to do tonight against Dixon at Nelsie
Lindsey Linson.
Nelsie Linson's a great name.
Lindsey Nelson Stadium on Jim Cartwright Field there. Now, other games in the area, the Webb Feet are going to be at Columbia Academy tonight, kickoff at 7 o'clock.
The Webb Feet.
The Webb Feet.
That is their name.
The Webb Feet have gone north of the border, north, not south. The north of the United States border into Canada and pulled in 13 or 14 Canadian players.
They are Baylor Junior.
And I'll tell you what. They're supposed to be pretty dang good.
Bunch of hosers, huh?
Hey, I'm just telling you.
Well, I tell you that.
Battle of Brentwood tonight. Brentwood Academy and the Brentwood High School Bruins go at it.
Brentwood, if they could.
Innsworth, the battle of, let's call it West Nashville. the hoity-toities, Innsworth.
What do you think they serve at that concession
I don't
stand?
know. Probably sushi and
I'll tell you might
oysters
be
on
right.
the half shell. Depends on what's in season. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter what they sell at that concession stand because whatever it is will not beat the fried bologna sandwich and the steak sandwiches they have at Joe Burns. If you've never been to a game at Joe Burns, take your butt to Robertson County and get you a steak sandwich and a fried bologna.
Can we
delicious.
get there right now? Can we get there? I don't know. These Derek Boyd burgers are pretty.
I don't know about that.
Spit and all.
I've heard they're pretty good. I've never really tried one. The word on the street is that the Derek Boyd burgers are good, but I haven't been lucky.
I don't know about that.
I've heard they're hand pressed.
They're hand pressed.
They're pressed, all right.
He didn't have gloves on when he was pressing them.
I think it says members mark on the side of that box. I'm not sure. That may be a Sam special.
Anyway, Innsworth and the NBA Montgomery Bell Academy Big Red go at it tonight on the west side of Nashville, west end of Nashville, I guess. This is going to be a great game tonight. CPA and Pearl Cone.
That's two heavyweights right there.
I mean, come on.
Where are they playing that game at?
Defending state champion Pearl Cone.
Firebirds.
Defending state champion.
Have you been up there and heard that announcer?
He's fantastic.
Firebirds.
And I think he's been there for years.
He is Catfish is a legend in and of itself. But boy, if you've not heard Catfish on the microphone, you are missing out, buddy. He's a hoot. Basketball, football does not matter. I wish he'd do softball. It'd be hilarious.
It would be great.
It's a special place to play.
It really is.
Another big game in Williamson County, just north of us. Independence High School and Page go at it tonight. That should be a good one.
840 battle right there.
Lewis County, is that Creekwood tonight?
Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I got a little insight this week on Lewis County from one of the officials who called that game last week because they laid a whipping on Community last week.
60?
And I said, how are they? And he said, not very good. But Community may be the worst high school team I've ever seen.
Well,
so
and
I said, but they
again,
scored a lot of points, and he was like, it didn't matter. They just
and Creekwood coming off that big win against Dixon County, they've got a little confidence.
Yep.
I will tell you this: we did at the Dixon Post, one of the papers that I'm a publisher of. We run a preview much like we run here in Murray County, and the quote that we got from one of their wide receivers said, "We're coming for everybody."
We're ready.
They are ready for this game tonight. They are more excited about Lewis County because it was a tough game last year for Creekwood. They've got revenge on their minds this year, and I'll be looking forward to seeing that one.
Another Williamson County battle tonight. Summit at Centennial. And that'll
be a
that'll probably be a good
JB
ball
used to be the SRO at Centennial. He got
Are
a
you
little skin in that
serious?
game, yeah.
Can you get us some tickets? Can you get us some?
You got to buy a room
He
at the
got a
jury.
room at the jury. That's what
I tell you, we have it
You're
on
driving. Well, we get up
Let's
there by
go.
halftime.
Yeah, let's go. We can go to Granite City.
If he's driving, we'll be there at the end of the first quarter at least.
Yeah, let's go. But I tell you what, though, I wondered about that game. I wondered about Summit. You know, I think maybe.
Well,
it was a close game last week with Spring Hill, was it not?
But both of the Spring Hill scores were kick returns that did not give up an offensive touchdown. So I'm not sure where that plays.
The score is a little.
It's a little wonky if you're just looking at it by the numbers, but. Centennial lost to Franklin last week.
Which is, and Centennial had turned that ship when it comes to beating Franklin
so
like that for a while.
We'll see how this one plays out. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's take a quick break. When we come back, we've got more from tonight. We may talk a little bit about tomorrow.
Oklahoma's up right now. We'll give you a little update on Oklahoma Temple, and we're going to go. We're going to run down the top 25 real quick. College for tomorrow because tomorrow is officially the beginning of week 1, and at 11 a.m. Guess who cranks it up?
Dun, 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 dun.
The Georgia Bulldogs and the Clemson Tigers go at it out of Atlanta at 11 o'clock in the morning. So
we got a lot to get to.
We're going to take a quick break.
Let's get right to it. We'll be here on the Front Porch Sports Murray County Public Schools Game Day Show. Stick around.
Oasis Liquors offers the best selection of wine and spirits in southern Middle Tennessee. Owner Terry Boatwright believes in integrity and responsibility. He welcomes all customers who are 21 years of age or older and have valid ID. He urges everyone to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Please use a designated driver. Oasis Liquors is open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 8 to 9, Friday and Saturday open later, and Sunday, 11 to 7. Visit Oasis Liquors at 404 West James Campbell Boulevard in Columbia. Oh, and don't forget to ask Terry about the wine pairings for your next meal.
Brown's Body Shop, 1505 Nashville Highway in Columbia or 129 Alpha Drive in Franklin, is here to serve Murray and Williamson County. We have over 50 years of business with all the experience combined. All insurance claims, as well as unibody and frame repairs and glass claims are welcomed. Call today for selected insurance companies. 931-381-4915 Columbia and Franklin 615-794-1959. Or check us out at www.brownsbodyshop.com.
At CSH, we know the sport of football builds discipline, character, and work ethic, 3 common characteristics of winners. It's a sport where we drowns out me. Leadership is nurtured, and that's why CSH supports all Murray County football teams, and want to say a special thanks and good luck to every player, coach, volunteer, and parent of this year's teams, from youth programs, middle schools, and high schools. We know football builds men that make a difference. Let's go.
We always get the question, what is Caledonia? That's easy. We're a full financial services firm. Who is Caledonia? Well, that's a little more interesting. Monty has an economics background. Daisy and Perry come from the banking world. Gay is an accountant, and Thomas has science and business degrees. Blair was a small business owner. Finally, I'm Becky Price, and I have a background in education. Together, we make up Caledonian Financial in historic downtown Columbia.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through NBC Securities Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Hello, this is Rick Tillis from Tillis Jewelry. What is a full-service jeweler? Experienced staff, custom designers, in-house jewelry repairs, and beautiful jewelry. Yes, at Tillis Jewelry, we are passionate, knowledgeable, and committed to integrity. We strive to be the best in our community and in our profession. We build long-term relationships and become part of family traditions that will cross generations. We delight clients by providing an unparalleled selection, superior service, and exceptional value. Tillis Jewelry, we exceed your expectations.
Columbia Foodland is a locally owned and operated family grocery store with a full line of dry, dairy, frozen, meat, and produce items. We focus on keeping the freshest hand-cut meat and produce items daily with the most competitive prices in town. We offer weekly ad specials as well as in-store weekly specials throughout the store. Located at 427 West 7th Street in Columbia in the former Harris Foodland location. Columbia Foodland. We are here and ready to serve the wonderful people of Columbia and the surrounding areas.
In today's uncertain world, you can never be too careful about your family's financial future. That's why the Parker Group, a part of Baird's Private Wealth Management, is offering a free second opinion on your financial plans. Let us review your current plan, and we will identify any gaps and offer suggestions to improve it. Please call the Parker Group at 931-548-3737. That's 931-548-3737. Robert W. Baird and Company Incorporated does not offer tax or legal advice.
For 40 years, the Jewelers Bench has worked hard for their customers and provided the highest quality jewelry at the best price. They keep going back. Recent renovations have allowed them to expand their inventory. More high-quality jewelry, custom vintage and estate pieces, and professional jewelry and watch repairs. They also buy gold. The Jewelers Bench, still here, still great service. 808 Trotwood Avenue, Columbia.
We're back here on the Murray County Public Schools Game Day Show live from Mount Pleasant High School. It's going to be a lot of fun here, so make sure to stick around with us.
We are fired up, and there's other than being fired up about the start of the high school football season, folks, tomorrow I know a lot of people are excited about the official week 1 of the college football season, right? I mean, let's be honest.
Well, I was fired up for college football season until last night when Jacksonville State got absolutely curb stomped by Coastal Carolina, and at this point, I'm just like, I'm not even excited about nothing now.
So the McCall kid, the quarterback,
he's gone. He's at NC State.
NC State? Is he at NC State?
He is.
Okay.
Did the Catamounts pull that out last night against NC
They
State?
didn't. No, they got up 21-17, and then NC State decided to wake up.
38-21.
And then ended up 38-21, yes.
Right now, Oklahoma and Temple are playing Oklahoma.
This is their first SEC game.
That's right. 4 minutes to go. They are up. Number 16, Oklahoma is up 14-0 over Temple with 3:47 to go in the fourth quarter.
14-0 in the fourth?
No, I'm sorry. In the first quarter.
Oh, gee.
3:47 to go in the first.
Sanford over here.
They just took the
first
the script. They didn't take the travel team with them, did they?
This is JV.
Tomorrow's schedule.
I took the 9th and 10th graders.
Number 14, Clemson, is in the Mercedes-Benz Dome in hot Atlanta. And they're going to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. That place is going to be absolutely rocking.
Clemson. Oh, wow.
Georgia is a 13-point favorite in that game. Number 8, Penn State travels to West Virginia. That could be a tough game for Penn State. West Virginia plays well at home. That game is at 11 o'clock. Number 25, Iowa, is at home against Illinois State. UT Chattanooga, the Moccasins. Are they still the Moccasins?
They are not.
No.
What are they now?
They're just the Mocks, and it's a train.
The Mocks, and it's a train.
Yeah. It's a Chattanooga choo-choo.
Okay, the Mocks.
How do we get away from the snake, I guess?
So
it's a whole thing.
Okay. UT Chattanooga.
it's a whole thing.
The Mocks.
The Mocks.
The Mocks or Chattanooga choo-choo, whatever. They have to go up to Knoxville. And they're going to play the number 15 Vols. And the Vols are a 38-point favorite, I believe.
Whatever they are, it'll be interesting to see if they cover.
That may be a Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
South Dakota State visits number 17, Oklahoma State. Akron has to go to the Horseshoe and play number 2, Ohio State.
It's a fun way to start.
Yeah, Ohio State's favored by almost 50, 48.5. But let's just round it up.
It's amazing all these FBS, Big Ten, SEC schools who aren't afraid to play lower tier schools from their state, unlike some schools that are cheered for by people on this panel.
Huh. Well,
you know the last time Alabama played any state school outside of Auburn? 1947.
Well, you know, the reason.
Come on now.
The reason is because the University of Alabama owns most of those schools, like Tennessee owns UT Martin
they don't own
and
Sanford.
UT Chattanooga. So
they own
know,
Jacksonville State.
They don't want the perception of some type of laying down and allowing Big Papa to roll over.
They won't play Troy.
The lower schools.
They won't play USA. They'd rather give that money to people out of state because they are.
You know, hey, you know. I mean, what do you get from playing Troy? You know,
You played Troy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, what do you get from playing Troy? If you're Alabama, what do you get from playing Troy?
A win.
Yeah.
Same thing. You just keep.
I really do, and I wish those teams would play.
They
to
should.
be honest with you, and I think they should. But I know those bigger teams look at it as like, well, we have everything. We have really nothing to gain. Or there's nothing to gain from it, either whether you win or lose or not.
What
If you lose, you're really in
if
trouble.
they lose to La Monroe?
That's true.
I mean, it's the same thing.
What if they lose to Wyoming?
Exactly. It's the same thing.
I got you.
You know, we did start, though, by saying how important it is for our inter-county teams to play each other. And
you ought
even,
to play teams in your
it's a big
state.
deal.
When's the last time Tennessee played Memphis? 98?
Right after they lost.
They lost
one time and said, we ain't doing that.
Because they almost got beat that game.
Yeah,
we
ain't doing
they don't
that.
want to go.
No, we ain't going to play that one.
Well, when's the last time Tennessee's played MTSU?
2002.
Yeah.
No,
that's 22 years ago. That's back before.
There may be one time
before
after.
1947.
I'm just okay.
I was there.
It's been a minute. So let me finish. Colorado State visits number 4 Texas, and we get to see Texas in their first SEC game tomorrow. They're favored by 33 over Colorado State.
Finally, a game worth watching.
Miami and goes to Gainesville to the Swamp, which both of those coaches are sitting on not just a hot seat, but a hot plate that's turned on extra high right now.
I think it's on medium high for sure.
Billy Napier, I don't know. I mean,
we'll see what they do this year.
Furman is at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is ranked number 6 in the country.
As they should be.
I didn't
They're a 10-win team, man.
I saw that come across the ticker last night. I couldn't believe it.
Tennessee, UT. Speaking of UT, University of Tennessee-owned universities, Tennessee Martin is at number 18, Kansas State. Idaho is at number 3, Oregon, and probably one of the best games of the weekend, and the one I'm going to be watching the most, even more than the Alabama-Western Kentucky game, is number 7 Notre Dame at number 20 Texas A&M.
Texas A&M's a sleeper, folks.
I mean, that's going to be a terrific game to watch. Fresno is at number 9. Fresno State's at number 9. Michigan. New Mexico is at number 21. Arizona. And then on Sunday, there's college football as LSU, ranked number 13 right now, means nothing, plays at number 23 USC.
I think that's is that
LSU's
a
4.5-point favorite. And I tell you what, Lincoln Riley better get in gear out of USC.
Yeah, his is warming up. Is that not a neutral site game?
Ooh, is it?
They played at Dallas.
Maybe at Dallas.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Well,
Jerry's World type thing.
They have USC listed as a home team.
So click on it and see where they're playing. I don't think it's
Allegiant Stadium.
In Las Vegas.
Yeah. So that's Las Vegas. That's right.
Okay.
I toured that stadium.
Still fun.
That's good. Nice. They just built it.
It's insane.
It's awesome.
Drake, let me ask you this.
We were in the Raiderettes locker. The Raiderettes were not in there, but we got well, they weren't. I'm just saying. But we got to tour the Raiders.
Like the Titans, there could be some dudes in there.
You never know.
Of course, and they're leading us around in this group of about 25 to 30 people. My wife and I are walking around. And so we walked through the Raiderettes, and I'm kind of wandering around, looking around the Raiderettes locker room. And for some reason, I was the last person there. And then Susan comes back through the door and grabs me by the collar and says, "Come on, let's go." And I'm kind of, So I
wasn't done yet.
I was a little hypnotized and mesmerized and wasn't done. You're exactly right, Eric. I went through checking out the Raiderettes locker room. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They got the uniforms with the spikes
she was in a big hurry to get me out of there. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's just
Come on.
You got one more game on Monday, right?
Yes, Florida. Well, let's see.
Monday?
On Monday, Boston College plays Florida State. I assume that's at Florida State. Bobby Bowden Field.
So 5 days of football.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a great weekend. This is my favorite weekend of the year.
Let me ask you this,
really
Drake.
is.
I know I may have been dozing last night, but does the quarterback for Western Kentucky have some sort of tie to Alabama?
No, he's just played them 4 times.
Oh, that's what I heard. Okay.
With 4 different teams. He's played them with LSU.
Okay. I didn't know if he'd played at Alabama or not.
He played them with LSU, Auburn, and now with Western. Sorry, 3 times. I'm sorry.
DJ Ukulele, is he already
It's TJ Finley.
TJ Finley. That's right. He played at Auburn a couple of years ago.
He played at Auburn. He played at LSU, and he will he will play them as the quarterback of Western Kentucky. The only other place he played was Texas State, and they didn't play Alabama. So
has he ever beat him?
Don't you love the transfer portal?
It's fantastic.
He's four teams in 4 years. Is that what it was?
He's 4 teams in 4 years.
Kind of like DJ Ukulele for Florida State. You know what I mean? That guy, the 7-year senior or whatever he is.
I would love to see guys like that, his transcript.
How do you even get them there? I mean, how do you know everything transfers? We got 2 minutes left, which means we got to make some picks tonight. It's time to make some picks. We're going to go Columbia Academy and the Webb Feet. Jonathan Berry, who you got?
I got Columbia Academy on top, 21-3.
Ooh.
CA, 17-14.
No way. The Webb Feet, baby. 33-22.
Give me Monte Baldwin, but I like your pick of the Webb Feet because those Canadians don't play.
They really don't. They don't know any better. They eat gravy on their French fries. What's wrong with those people?
Columbia Central at home against Dixon County.
I think they pulled out against Dixon County. I'm going to go with 35. I'll give Dixon County touchdown.
35-7. I think that's about right.
Yeah.
I think that's about right.
Yeah, 21-3 Central.
35-11.
Ooh.
Columbia Central.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 42-14 Columbia Central. And finally, of course, this one right here, Mount Pleasant hosting Spring Hill. Jonathan Berry, who you got?
After you give that information about how they played at Summit, I'm going to go with Mount Pleasant. I'm going to 21's my number tonight. 21 zip.
Ooh. Okay.
Mount Pleasant. The brothers are going to put on a show tonight. We're going to go 24-7.
Okay, I'm going to say Mount Pleasant takes care of business if they can stay on point with this special teams tackling. If they can keep Spring Hill
That's right.
off of out of the end zone on special teams. I'm going to say 30. Last week's score. What was last week's score?
37-6.
I'm going to say 36-7.
I got them 19. I got Mount Pleasant 19. Mount Pleasant 19. They're going to miss an extra point, go for 2. Missed that one as well. And Spring Hill 13. It's going to be a good ball game.
Spring Hill's got to learn to win at some point. I don't think tonight's it, but at some point they got to learn to win.
I agree with you. All right, we are going to now send it to WKRM has Barry Duke. Make sure if you're watching on frontporchradiotn.com, you can watch there. And, of course, we'll send it to Mike Lyle and Seth Campbell as well as Rob Coates and P-Money. Thank you for listening to Maury County Public Schools Game Day. I'm Chris Yao. For everyone else saying so long.